I'm here today with Omri Shor. His company is called Medisafe, and you were part of a fireside chat here at the HITLAB Innovators Summit yesterday. Tell us a little bit about it. What did you want to get to the audience?
So we spent some time with my friend Abhi from AstraZeneca, and we wanted to show the contrast between how a startup company and technology company looks at the world, and what are the key challenges from our perspective, and how are the challenges looking from the pharma perspective, and understand how to potentially bridge these.
Interesting dichotomy. Pharma companies generally big and kind of slow moving. Startups are usually much smaller and a little more nimble and a little more aggressive. So how do these fit together successfully?
So what we talked about yesterday is thinking about how to align, how the alignment happens, align on a vision, align on a timeline, align on KPIs, and what are we trying to achieve here to make this thing successful. Where a startup in many cases is quick to market and are able to move things very quickly. Pharma companies are definitely at the point that they can scale things up and take it to the entire world. So if you can figure out how to bridge that gap, and you need a hell of a bridge for that.
I was going to say, yeah.
But if you figured it out, you can really scale the business up, and that becomes interesting.
So what has your experience been?
So to date, we have roughly 15 different programs, and that we've been able to bring to market so far. It has been superb. There have been a lot of mistakes. There have been also some successes, so we're fortunate for that. And we're supporting patients, which from my perspective is the ultimate prize for us. And we've started the company out of a personal experience. Our father, who's diabetic, hypertensive, accidentally overdosed on his medications a bit more than a decade ago. And we have a personal mission to solve it for him and many others like him. He's Medisafe user number 1. He's healthy today. But from this one father today, we are at almost 14 million registered users on the platform. So that is superb. And we work on one side with the patient, but on the other side with the life sciences and pharma companies to support and empower patients across the journey.
Well, there seem to be two kinds of startups that I hear most about. Some of them are smart people who look at the medical landscape and figure out how to apply technology to make one part of it better. And then the other ones are the ones who have a personal experience with it. And they seem to be more emotionally invested in what they do. Is that a fair statement for you?
That is a fair statement. Look, we've been doing this for nearly 12 years from the beginning. You need to wake up in the morning and have a drive to do something 12 years in a row. To do that out of a feeling of, hey, we're going to make a buck at the end, is a very low motivation. It's probably not going to carry you past 4 or 5 years. To do that out of a personal feeling that you're making a dent in the world, that you're changing something, that you're supporting millions of patients out there, that you help to improve their patient journey, I think is a very strong motivation. That's what helps us run the marathon and not the sprint.
Where do you see yourself and your company in 5-6 years?
We'll continue to scale up the user base. We see far more partnerships on the horizon, both with our clients and partners on the pharma spectrum, but also everyone across the entire value chain, right? Folks who are working with pharma companies to provide patient support, especially for the most important specialty medications. So we align ourselves with them to make sure that we can support the patient in a much better way, and continue to scale the company. We're nearly 70 employees today, continue to scale up. Half the company is located in Israel, so we hope that things will come down there and everything would be back to normal. And also the US side, which is the commercial-facing organization, and continue to scale that side as well.
Mm-hmm. So what is your relationship with HITLAB and attending the summits over the years? How has that helped shape and guide you?
Look, when we started the company on the first competition, I believe that I have the deck out there, so it would be fun to watch it. But when we presented the company back then in 2013 or 14, we joined one of these competitions, and we actually were one of the winners for the HITLAB competition of Middle East, Africa, and Asia, which happened in India. And I'm very grateful for being able to explore India together with the HITLAB. So that was many moons ago. But, when you become a friend of the lab, you become a friend of the lab, and it's going to hold for long years. So Stan, being a dear friend of ours, gave us advices over the years. I remember that day, probably it was 2014 or 2015, I traveled from Israel, where I'm from originally, to the US, and Stan said, "Hey, can you meet me in Connecticut?" I said, "Sure, but, why is that?" He said, "There is a company there called Boehringer Ingelheim. We're very involved with them, and they have to meet you." And he arranged what was one of the first pitch meetings for us with pharma companies to see how we can better partner together. And throughout the years, it continues, and we continue to stay in touch, and very appreciative of the relationship that we've been able to build over the years.
Right. Yeah, but see, now you're one of the veterans. You come in here and people know who you are, and there are people who are in your shoes, 10, 15 years ago who are, and you've been down that road, so you're the one they go to for assistance now. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, so one of the presenters yesterday at the competition is an Israeli, and I actually saw her. We have a forum of Israeli CEOs, and I saw that she's presenting here. So I said, I'm going to be at the audience. I'm going to give you a few, thoughts and advices. And during the presentation, I said, great presentation. Here are a couple of points that you need to think about and potentially change, and so on and so forth. Continued that for me, working with her a bit on the presentation and giving her a few tips today. And we'll see where it leads. But, being able to give back a bit and support entrepreneurs in their first steps is a very gratifying experience.
There's room for good ideas and good people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially in healthcare.
Right.
We need a lot of good people to bring a lot of great solutions to patients.
Yeah. Omri, thanks for coming by and sharing your story and letting us, updating everybody on your progress and success.
Thank you so much. It's a work in progress, and success will come.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.